If you're wondering why I'm looking suspiciously tanned, I just spent the last week in Greece. It was beautiful. There was lots of cats around. 10 out of 10 holiday. Aww. But anyway, enough about that. Let's get straight into it, because the amount of people that have begged me for a Roblox video, y'all better be jumping for joy right now. Now, maybe some of you OGs are thinking, but Dollface, you made a Roblox video, like, this year. Well, yes, okay, you're not wrong, I did, but the thing is, it was a bit crap, so I deleted it. And I'm going to remake it. But Roblox is a game that many children will remember from their childhoods, and I, however, was not one of them. I did not grow up playing Roblox. Maybe that makes this video maybe a little bit biased, but oh well. I think I know enough about it to make a video, so here's my shot at that anyway. But despite Roblox being a game that many children grew up with, and it being, you know, a game aimed at children, it comes with many horror stories, because of course it does. Kids games always do, because when you have a game that's made for kids, it doesn't stay safe for long. So today I thought we could focus on Roblox and have a little bit of a deep dive into the absolutely horrendous stuff that has come from this child's game. So sit back, relax, and let's just get straight into the video. So before we actually get into the video, we need to discuss what Roblox actually is for the people that are genuinely unsure. So first of all, Roblox is a game that was created in 2006 by the Roblox Corporation. And it's an online platform game and game creation system where instead of just playing one game, you can play like a load of different games within Roblox, and you can create your own game and play your friends' games. It's like, it's a big, like, I don't know, a big server, essentially, and there's many different games within Roblox that you can play. Basically, anyone could be a game developer in Roblox. You can play millions of different games made by users. Some of them are fantastic and, like, you know, really well-made games, and others are absolutely atrocious. That is, like, basically surface level of what Roblox is. Really easy concept to understand. Roblox itself also uses in-game currency and, you know, all the good stuff that comes with in-game currency in a child's game. And this is known as Robux, where kids can buy and, like, personalise their own avatar to their heart's content. They can also access different, like, premium content as well with Robux. Roblox is also sort of a social media game as well, because you can interact with players within the game. You can add people as friends and chat to people online. And of course, because this game is aimed at children, you think this feature would be perfectly safe and no one would take advantage of it. Well, of course you would be wrong. Yeah, okay, Roblox is aimed at children, but I'm going to assume a lot of my audience that is maybe 18 or over also play Roblox every now and then, and you know what, I'm not here to judge. Go and do your thing, you know? It's okay. But also, adults play this game, and again, nothing wrong with adults playing this game whatsoever, unless they are using the game to exploit little children and take advantage of them, which lots of them are, making it a hot ground for predators. Just like people upload videos to YouTube, people upload games to Roblox. It's part game, part social network, and part development tool. I think that explanation was pretty dead on. That is your, like, bread and butter explanation. That is essentially all you need to know before watching this video. And like mentioned previously, because Roblox is a kids game, it obviously comes with some dangers, because where the kids play, the adults that are predators will always lurk as well. It's always important to be careful, no matter what game you're playing, especially if you're a young child. I'm telling you that like my audience is full of young children, which I really hope it's not. Roblox can also include some pretty inappropriate content for a child's game. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Roblox has a genre of games on the site called condo games, short for condominium games, and these are notorious for displaying adult or themes within the games. Now, I mean, I don't know how these manage to get through Roblox loopholes and, you know, end up being uploaded onto Roblox and end up staying on Roblox for a period of time, but they do. In these games, the avatars are often usually naked, and users engage in roleplay that, you know, includes pretending to shag, as well as dating and suggestive, sometimes conversations. Yeah, this is all going down in a kid's game. It makes me feel icky. Examples of these games or experiences include avatar strip clubs, simulations or objects shaped like body parts, as well as engaging in chat that has been covered using like code words or, you know, numbers that represent letters. You know, a way to get around the filter, the chat filter. Now, of course, children as young as probably about 3 or 4 play this game, and lots of these children end up coming across these games, which then also leads to predators being attracted to them. And, you know, for like a really young child, coming across something like this can be really confusing and upsetting, and I can only imagine what that does to a developing brain. Regular exposure to things such as like bad language, gore, or innuendos can normalise inappropriate behaviour in a child's mind, which then leads them to become desensitised and sort of shut off from what they're viewing. And if kids don't know what they're coming across or feel like what they're doing is wrong, they might still continue to do it but hide what they're doing, making it so they can't open up to the adults in their lives, which again is increasing the likelihood of vulnerable, you know, children being exposed to predators. Sorry y'all, I couldn't not include this. You should have just seen the amount of mould I had to clean off this cup. It is clean. I've just boil washed it and put the crazy amount of dishwasher soap on there, but I'm disgusted. That's what happens when you neglect your washing up for a week, okay? Okay, anyway, Roblox also features some pretty horrendous and heavy gore content. Some games feature excessive blood, weapons, or even graphic killings, with some imitating popular violent media, because tell me why there are Roblox car crashing videos, like real life car crashes that have had like a Roblox filter put over the top of them, and what a crazy concept. And despite Roblox having some pretty strict guidelines, this content can still slip through the cracks before it ends up actually getting removed. Roblox do have games that feature things such as murder, fighting, and zombie games, and unmoderated hangout spots. Again, desensitizing young children to what they're seeing, which is not good for young minds. Lots of these games are also designed to inflict distress amongst young children, with including jump scares. Now, if you're a person that makes a game for a child and includes a jump scare, there is a special place in hell for you. Maybe that's too woke, but that's so gross. Maybe I'm just bitter for suffering like that when I was a child to all those jump scares. There are many instances of children that have then gone on to suffer with nightmares, as well as experiencing anxiety through these games because of the jump scares. And kids under 10 struggle to distinguish reality from, you know, fantasy. So these gory things and, you know, monsters, they feel real to them, even though they're not. We know they're not, but as a young child, they really don't. And with the amount of violence and gore that is being featured in games that are targeted at children, I'm not talking about violent games that are targeted at adults, because we are adults, we understand what's not real, you know, we understand that. But as a young child, it's why children shouldn't be playing 18 plus games, because of the content that's featured in them. And psychologists genuinely, you know, have worries about this and how this is gonna, you know, affect children. How are they going to respond to real world violence if that's all they've grown up with? And children that tend to play these games do become quite reactive and short-tempered, and they can then go on to mimic the behaviour that they've seen. And not only that, children that play games that are adrenaline filled will then go on to, you know, become adrenaline junkies, because their receptors are nowhere near as quick as they were, so they crave constant stimulation, which is why so many children are bouncing off the walls in today's day and age, because they don't have any stimulation. This iPad kids. Sorry y'all, I had to change my shirt real quick. It kept riding up my stomach and it was really doing my tits in. Roblox also has a chat feature, which is similar to like Movie Star Planet, where you can interact with people within the games or chat rooms that you're in. But of course it comes with a chat filter, but that doesn't matter for some people, because some people are clever and can just work their way around it. By misspelling certain curse words, using emojis, and just code words. This also applies to slurs and racist terms being used in these types of games, which can then lead children to go on and repeat these phrases, and, you know, because they don't know what they mean, which is great for an awkward conversation with parents or teachers. Children end up finding these games that are, not child friendly. They usually get sent links by like friends or influencers that go on to promote these games on TikTok. Their young audience is going to want to play the game that their favourite Roblox YouTuber or whatever is playing. They can also just search terms on Roblox like hangout or dating and then end up coming across these misleading games because they have misleading titles or like thumbnails, if you will. But like right off the bat, we're gonna get serious for a moment because Roblox has had many cases of children actually being groomed within the game. We've said it many times on this channel and we've said it many times throughout this video. It doesn't matter. Your game could be the safest game in the world aimed at children. It doesn't matter because predators will always find a way to get around it and will always find a way to get access to your children. And of course, Roblox is no exception to this rule, as predators can join games where children hang out and chat with other players such as Adopt Me or Royal High. Now, of course, I don't know what these games are. I've never played them. I've only ever played Roblox twice in my life, and that was like 5 years ago. But they can then go on to talk to these children openly, complimenting them, lying about their age, and then offering them Robux and in-game items to gain their trust. And then once the conversation moves on to other platforms such as Instagram or Snapchat, then the predator essentially has them. It's too late to go back by that point. The questions become more personal and the child, gets put at risk. Lots of children end up becoming tricked into sending explicit content and material of themselves to people that they think are also children when they're not. And then if they don't send the content or they do send the content, they end up being blackmailed with it. For example, there's so many real life cases of this happening. In December 2024, a 24-year-old man named Taron J. Woodward was sentenced to 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to 4 charges of offences against children. He would go on to target children on Roblox and ended up grooming 2 young girls, and he would only be arrested when the girl's parents had kind of, clocked on to what was going on with her child. Another example includes a 23-year-old man who was sentenced in 2022 to 15 years in prison for transporting a minor with intent to engage in criminal activity and coercion and enticement of a minor. His name was Arnold Castillo, and he used a false identity to communicate and groom a 15-year-old girl on social media, and this included Roblox. But then this also then moved on to Instagram and Discord, which is another cesspit. But in 2023, Roblox reported over 13,000 instances of child exploitation, which is a significant increase from the previous year in 2022. The problem's just getting worse. And of course, the platform has faced criticism throughout the years due to child safety, especially after the case of Arnold Castillo, because what the you doing? Now, Roblox does actually employ AI to censor out inappropriate content, but of course, as we spoke about before, that doesn't matter because people just find ways around it. And it's even gone as far because the FBI has issued warnings about an increasing threat of financially motivated extortion schemes that are occurring on Roblox that are, targeting minors and young adults. So essentially what that means is you get groomed into sending a picture to someone, they take that picture, they turn around and go, send me £500 and I will delete this photo. You send them the money, they don't delete the photo, it gets spread anyway. The way that these offenders deceive and manipulate their victims is truly, truly disgusting and disturbing. The fact that it's a real thing is just so heartbreaking for the amount of children that have gone through this. But it's just important to know what your child is being exposed to when they play Roblox. But on a lighter note, that doesn't involve grooming, let's have a look at some of the hackers that have occurred on Roblox, which is taking a leaf out of the Movie Star Planet book, okay? They were the original. I don't care. They were the original. First of all, the story of Jenna the hacker gained traction in 2022 through TikTok and YouTube. And this hoax essentially claimed that a user named Jenna would hack female players on specific dates, which of course was bullshit. It didn't happen, but it caused a massive panic within the Roblox community, especially amongst its younger fans. And then, of course, the rumours were fueled and influenced by, you know, TikTok and Facebook, and it all being spread all over the internet. Probably not Facebook, because what child is using Facebook nowadays? But the rumours said that Jenna would hack female players on the 7th and 8th of February in 2022. Some were like going as far as to change their avatars to male so they wouldn't be targeted by this hacker. But of course, these claims were completely unfounded. There was no evidence or proof of this, and many content creators did actually end up debunking this hoax. And they said that Jenna was just a fictional character, she had no real hacking capabilities. It was all just a hoax. And for instance, a Reddit post titled, quote, "Jenna the Killer is fake," clarified that the origins and falsehoods surrounding the story were just made up. Jenna the Killer sounds a lot like Jeff the Killer. Wonder where they got that inspo from. God, originality is dead. But the character Jenna originally came from a Roblox game which was called The Order, I think. And this was created by a YouTuber named ZeroThinks. Editing Dollface right now. I also realised that I think the game was supposed to say "Oh dear," which stands for like online dating, I think. I do apologise about my lack of Roblox knowledge. Yeah, sorry guys. I hope I've pronounced that right. I do apologise if I haven't. But it doesn't stop there, because there's also hacker groups and other hackers such as Cool Kid. That's the name, Cool Kid. And he was a real hacker that was active around 2014 to 2016. He was known for using exploits to spam servers with red text overlays saying, quote, "Cool Kid was here." He would also mass join games, altering the UI elements using exploits, promoting his group Team Cool Kid. However, Roblox would eventually go on to patch his method of hacking and then banned his accounts just to rub salt in the wound a little bit more. And that means Cool Kid is no longer active today, but many newer Cool Kid sightings are just copycats or trollers reliving the myth. Trollers? Trolls reliving the myth. Another hacker was Tubers93, who was known for infamously hacking Meep City in 2021, which is a game on Roblox, and he would add jump scares to the game, fake GUIs, inappropriate sound effects, as well as racist messages, because of course, you've just got to sprinkle a bit of racism in there as well. You know, maybe it would have been funny if you didn't do that. Maybe it would have been kind of iconic, but no, you just had to ruin it, didn't you? And this actually led to Roblox temporarily shutting down Meep City because they had to get the situation under control, I guess. And Tubers93 has become somewhat of an urban legend. And of course, we have probably the most infamous Roblox hackers, which are known as the Jane and John Doe hackers. I think everyone knows Jane and John Doe. But these were created by Roblox in 2026? We're not even in 2006 as testing NPCs. But then rumours would claim that these were actually hackers and they would come on and delete people's account, but they weren't. They were just accounts created by Roblox as like test dummies, if you will, which is why they were called Jane and John Doe. They were just placeholders. Now, other than the hackers and the grooming, Roblox, I keep wanting to call it Robux. Roblox is pretty common for scams to occur because of the Roblox in-game currency, Robux. That's so confusing. And because of this, players have become victim to scams. Children are usually tricked into clicking links that claim to get free Robux, but of course they don't. They probably just end up getting their entire data stolen. I actually have a personal story about this because my nephew is Roblox mad. Well, he was. I don't really think he is anymore, but he was Roblox mad. And one day he came over to my house and he was playing this game on his iPad, and I was like, what game are you? It was just like a little match 3 game. And I was like, what game are you playing? And he was like, I've been playing this game all morning because it says it'll give me 10,000 Roblox if I get to a certain score. Oh my god, my heart broke. My heart broke. The poor guy had been playing that game since like 8 o'clock in the morning because it said he could get free Roblox. Obviously that was never going to happen. I felt so bad for him that I was like, dude, I'll just buy you some Robux. Like, give me your iPad, I will give you 20 quid's worth of Robux. I felt so bad for him. I was like, oh, my little doll-faced auntie heart was breaking for him. And then do you know what he bought with those Robux that I thought, you know, I was being really kind and, you know, doing the best big auntie thing ever? Do you know what he bought? A Prime bottle. a bottle of Prime. In-game Prime. Not even a real bottle of Prime, just in-game Prime. But of course, children get, you know, tricked into these scams. Luckily for my nephew, he just wasted a couple of hours of his day. But lots of children end up giving away their passwords and into their account and, you know, end up losing their accounts. But Roblox themselves has come out and said that there is no way to obtain free Robux. There is no way to obtain them. You have to buy them. But it doesn't matter because the scams are still everywhere. You know, and these scammers profit from, you know, getting your data or get paid per sign up, which is called affiliate fraud. So don't partake in this. It's data stealing. When you see a thing that's like free Robux, don't click it, okay? It's bullshit. Because sometimes these like fake Roblox looking websites will ask you to sign in with your credentials and then it'll steal your username and your password and you'll lose accounts. And it's terrible, okay? Don't do it. But also scam bots exist that go into games and they're like, oh my god, this game, give me 5,000 Robux. Click the link in my bio. Which I am sick of seeing in Instagram comments, by the way. Side rant, every single time I go to an Instagram comment section, why are the top 3 pinned comments about a link in a bio? I don't care! And lots of these scams happen on TikTok where, you know, all the vulnerable children are. But Roblox moderators regularly delete games and accounts that are involved in scams, but you know, you can rarely recover lost Robux and lost accounts to scams. But of course, Roblox has had a huge impact on Gen Z and Gen Alpha children as it's still so big. This comes with pros, but also lots of cons, because giving a child an iPad or a laptop to play these games all day is never a good idea. You know, with the constant sound effects and the fast paced and the pop-ups can, you know, overwhelm young brains, turning them into little heads. The fact that many children spend, you know, 3 to 6 hours a day playing Roblox is kind of sad, actually. And because these children are so overstimulated all the time, so regular tasks feel boring and draining, which is why children today are so lazy. Essentially, they're just lazy. And that's no fault of their own, unfortunately, because the children. And these games, you know, have aspects like losing games, losing their accounts, and, you know, being trolled, which can trigger these, like, emotional outbursts in children, as well as tantrums. And some parents have even reported that their children have become more aggressive or impatient after, you know, extended Roblox playtime. The dangers of exposing children to dangerous or unsafe content within this game is huge. And we're not going to know the impact of it until it's too late, I think. There's nothing wrong with spending an hour or 2 a day on Roblox as a child. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, you know. A couple of hours a day, 1 or 2 is fine, but when it's, you know, kind of pushing 3, it's a little bit questionable. Go outside, you know? There is no need for a child to spend all day looking at a screen. No need. The impact this is going to have on small brains will be genuinely insane. But what can we do about this? You know, how can we keep children safe? Well, if you're a parent and you're watching this video, you need to be monitoring what your children are doing and have open and safe conversations with your children. You know, don't make them feel like they've done something wrong if they have done something wrong. Talk them through it, you know, be a friend. Come across as a friend when it comes to situations like this. You know, let them show you what they're up to as well. Like, just sit and watch them every now and then. Just, you know, be involved, act like you care. Or even play the game yourself and get an idea of what your child is doing. Just be a parent. Be a parent. But unfortunately, that is all the time I have for this video. If you enjoyed, please let me know. If you have any requests, please leave them down in the comments. Or if you just want to say hi, I read every single comment, so I'll probably see it. If you want to follow me on any of the social medias, the links are down below in the description in my link tree. Follow me on Instagram because I post daily updates of my life and as well as updates on the videos that I'm going to post, and I'm probably more likely to answer DMs over there. And if you would consider subscribing, I would be forever grateful, but if not, that is also chill. But until the next video, stay safe.